Hey, welcome guys. Ben.Samulak here. I'm here with a special guest, TJ. He's been an agent with me now for a little bit, and
Hi, everybody.
we decided to do a video. Now, TJ, he's done a lot of things, acting, and actually has an ebook and has a YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel, TJ?
I've got several, not only about finances, but when I'm not doing financial work, I'm either doing film acting or being a singer-songwriter, which is actually my greatest passion. I love writing songs and bringing them to life in the studio, which is right over there.
Awesome. What is your YouTube channel called?
Well, of course, the one that deals with finances, which is relevant to today, is Wealth Waits, as in wealth waits for you
Right.
if you take certain actions, right? Wealth
Perfect.
waits for all of us, as long as we, as it says, as it's been said before by someone that I follow, if you know the truth shall set you free.
Right.
Knowing the truth about finances can really set you free, and set you on a path towards financial freedom and prosperity. And that's what it's all about here on your channel and mine, which is go to YouTube and just look up Wealth Waits.
Wealth Awaits. Okay, great. So if you guys want to visit TJ later, I know he just started. He's putting videos together. They're pretty helpful. So now, TJ, when I talked to him, he was looking for an IMO to join and wanted to just be for me, just getting to know him. He wanted to be with people who have integrity, people who are trying to help the client. And like I said, that's what I'm all about. So I brought
Yeah,
TJ on because
yeah,
TJ, I just want people who are gonna, who are prepared mentally to get in the business and who want to help people and who just really it's all about the client, and that's why I'm happy to work with TJ. His integrity is great, and so me and him together, that's why we kind of both got into this business is to help people, and
yes,
and
yes.
and talking about IULs right now and how they can be a benefit.
By the way, Ben, I have to interject that you are the
Sure.
same way, and that is why I enjoy working with you, a man of integrity. You know, there are different people. There's really only about three different people that can help you with finances. There's the type of person that is all in it for their money,
Yeah.
for their commissions,
Right.
and they're not putting your best interests at heart. Then you have some people that maybe want to put your best interests at heart, but unfortunately, they're ignorant
Yeah.
of some very important things. I don't mean they're dumb. I mean they just don't know because perhaps they haven't put the research in, or perhaps
Right.
they don't have leadership that is saying, you need to know these things inside and out
Right.
so that you can direct every single person
Right.
what is exactly right for meeting their goals. So
Exactly.
I can say the same about you, and that's why it's such a pleasure every day to work in this business with someone
Yeah.
like you. So appreciate you, man.
Thanks, TJ. So both of us have the same heart. We want to help people. We want to, and learning about some of these products, especially the IUL. That's when we're going to talk about how that can benefit people. And I love the IUL personally. I wish I
Oh
would have
yeah, it's
learned
good.
about this product when I was younger. I would have been just a lot farther off. I lost some money in the stock market in the past trying to, I always lived below my means. I was always taught that try to like get ahead, have extra money to invest. But if you
Yep.
don't know where to invest that extra capital, then that could slow down the progress. So IULs to me, they're great. And TJ, I love it. When he came in, he just started going all out. And I learned a lot about IULs because I'm passionate about them. I really want to know the ins and outs. I want to be able to help people who come to me with their questions, with illustrations, with setting them up with the right, the right product, the right policy. Where TJ is the exact same way, man. This guy's like, every time I call him, he's learning something new. He's
That's
calling the
right.
carriers. He's trying to, he's going over different illustrations himself. And we're trying to find the best companies, the best way to illustrate these to put the client in the best position for the long run. Okay. And then we know that even though that may not benefit us as much in the short run, in the long run for for them, it's also for us. Their brother, their mom, their dad, their friend, they're gonna have the people they love and trust come to us because they're going to know that we're going to take care of them. So now the reasons I love the IUL, and then I'm going to let TJ explain why he's so passionate about them. If you want to message us, I'm sure TJ on his website you can message him. in my description box. There'll be the email. And whether you message me or him, if you message me and you want to talk to TJ, I can give you guys his info if you want to talk to me. Whatever. We're a team here, so we work together. But
That's right.
that
That's
being
right.
said, the IUL, the reason why I think it's one of the best, I call it investments, whether you want to or not, because you're putting your extra capital in there to grow. And number one, there's a death benefit. So I love if you die tomorrow, your family's protected, right? With that tax-free death benefit. And I love that because I don't know how many, especially recently, TJ, how many GoFundMe's I've been watching pop up. Please help my friend, please help my friend's kids, please. And I understand that because I was in the same boat. I never thought about life insurance or the matter of, protecting my family when I'm gone and not hoping my parents or someone else will take care of my family when I'm gone because there is life insurance products and you can put a small amount aside to be able to make sure your family's protected. Everyone should do it just for that. Okay. So the life insurance side, if you die tomorrow, your family's protected. No other investment does that. If you put in $1 into your 401k and die tomorrow, they're only going to get that $1, that one payment. Whereas with an IUL, you could put one premium in and die tomorrow the next day, and your family could get hundreds of thousands in tax-free death benefit. Number one. Number two, your money's growing tax-free. So there are some products that do that, some retirements, but some safe products like a CD or a savings account, these you pay taxes annually, which takes away from your growth. That money then is compounding every year. The compounding, and TJ, we might say the same things, but I'm gonna kind of say what I love about
Oh
it, and then
yeah.
if you want
I
to
mean,
like
I agree
reiterate
with
or
everything.
some
Yep.
of the things that you put in, tax-free growth compounding, right? Compounding interest is something that is goes beyond, what you under people understand with money, how that works for you. Compounding, people who've studied it, they realize how important that is. Your money's protected. There's a floor. Your money can't go down with an IUL. So it's either going to stay the same or go up. And there's all little technicals which we can talk to you guys about outside of that. But I just want to say basically this is what you're looking at. We're a 401k, an IRA, and some of these the main things they put us in the middle class. We've been told to put our money in. If the stock market crashes, you can lose a good amount of your money that you're saving for retirement.
2008,
2008,
2009.
COVID, 2000, there's the tech boom, the real estate boom, the housing market. I mean, there's a lot of times where people saw a big dip in their retirement and it just really hurts you and makes you not be able to sleep at
But
night.
if you had an IUL
Yep,
in 2008 and 2009,
yep,
you never lost a penny out
right,
of your IUL.
exactly.
That is one of the strongest recommendations I can make for an IUL.
Yeah, and then outside of that, if you get cancer, heart attack, stroke, it covers that as well. You know how many people now are getting sick with all the GMOs, the chemicals in our food? They have a stroke because maybe overeating because of all the high fructose corn, all that stuff that's in our food. We're
Seven
more
out of 10, Ben. Did you hear that? 7 out of 10
10.
people who reach retirement age will, by statistics, need some form of long-term care
Yes,
because of an
yes,
illness or
yes.
something that they have. 7 out of 10. Those are high odds that all of us need to take seriously. And if
Yep.
we're not planning and protecting ourselves with that, oh boy.
And this is what people don't know. 80% of the Fortune 500 CEOs have IULs for their families. So the rich people know how important these are and how great these work for their families and generational wealth. So
Yeah.
if you get cancer, heart attack, stroke when you're young, you're protected. If you get it when you're older, dementia, yeah, it's going to be it kind of doubles as a home health care or like something where you can get a separate policy for that, but if you never have to go to get that long-term care, that money's wasted. Whereas with an IUL, that's just another thing cooked into the IUL. There's also a safety net. This is what I love because if you put tons of money in your home, that's what I was doing at first. I was putting money in my home, but then with the housing market crash, I realized, wow, my money's kind of locked in there and I can't get it out when I need it. It's not as liquid. Whereas an IUL, if the market crashes, if you lose your job, if you just need some capital, the cash is liquid. It's easy to get out if you need like a safety net. And finally, when you die, which we all will, you're going to be collecting tax-free income That's almost nothing does it except a Roth IRA, which you can only put a small amount in every year because the government knows it's a good thing. They want to limit a good thing, but with an IUL, you can pack that thing as much as you can, and come retirement, you're just gonna get that tax-free income flowing in, and then when you die, not if, whatever's left over, that death benefit tax-free will go to your children as a generational wealth, and then they can pick up where you taught them where you left off. So that's what I like about the IOs. I could keep going, but I want to
Oh, I
keep
know.
it here
Yeah,
short.
me
So
too.
TJ, now I know you've been passionate about this. You've really been getting into it. I know there's some extra stuff you can share, or you can reiterate what I said, but go ahead and share with the people what's so good about an IUL.
You mentioned a lot of, the big things about it. The more I have studied IULs, the more I find these really beneficial little things about them.
Hmm.
And maybe one of them might not be so big, but when you just add everything into this pie, it's a pretty delicious pie, okay? I
Yes.
mean, the zero risk, you can't lose money. You don't pay taxes. As long as you take loans out on that IUL, you won't have to pay any taxes on that money. Think of your percentage that you pay on taxes. Might be 22% you pay on taxes,
Yeah.
28%, maybe you're up into the 30%. Imagine not having 30% of your money
Yeah.
taken away.
Yeah. I always ask people, TJ, I always ask, are taxes going to go down, stay the same, or go up? And guess what everyone always says? We all know, yeah.
I
So
mean, I don't see
who
how I
knows?
don't see how it can go down at this point. We are actually in kind of a tax sale right now. They are historically at some of the lowest points taxes are, which means with all of the trillions in debt the government has been stacking up, I just don't see how it can do anything but taxes being
Go up.
raised. In
Exactly.
this, it can't put you in a higher tax bracket. Uh, if you go through divorce, bankruptcy, probate, your IUL money can't be touched. There's just so many things. Cost basis. Unlike an annuity, if you take money out of an IUL, it's uh, it's not
Penalized, right?
LIFO, it's FIFO, right? Which means basically you will get taxed in an annuity first because they're taxing what you have earned compounding interest wise on top of it. In an IUL, it's the exact opposite. They take out your cost basis first, so you're not paying taxes on it. Like I said, there's all these little tweaky things that just make it look great. Is it for everybody? No. We
Not
listen to,
everybody's qualified for an IUL.
oh, I only have, from what I've seen, I only get about 42% of people that really want IULs because they're great. Only about 42% get approved,
And a lot of times
unfortunately.
it's because you wait too long. The longer you wait, the harder it is to get an IUL and the
Yeah,
less growth you're going to have. So it's always better to start. Doesn't mean if you're older, you can't get one. I know you've helped a lot of people like in that more middle age, upper,
yeah.
because you do it right. You take care of them, but you don't want to wait. If you can do this, the sooner the better, right?
Look, we all have a day coming. Every single one of you listening to this, as well as myself and Ben, where you will no longer be working, you will no longer have a paycheck. That's either because you stop working, you get ill and are incapacitated somehow. You have to think what happens, because it will happen. What happens when I have no more paycheck? Am I going to get ahead in those years? Or am I just going to get by? Or
Right,
maybe not even that.
right.
And now people are living into their 90s and hundreds more than ever. What does that mean for us? It means from our last paycheck, we are getting farther and farther and living longer and longer from that last paycheck. How do you survive that? By putting in place financial vehicles to make sure you're not a sinking boat. Because in this journey of life, every one of our boats have a weak spot. It's either called job loss or it's called retirement. And as
Right.
soon as you hit it, a big old hole is right there in your boat and you're taking on water. What's going to be done about it? If you wait until that happens, you're just going to be trying to bail,
Right.
and it might not be successful. But if you bolster that weak spot over the years and you strengthen it, when that happens, you know what? Your boats float. You can still keep going and find your way to the prosperity havens.
Good. Now let me ask you one question. Thank you. Now, why would, because I know you've been really putting a lot of effort, same as me. Like I know personally how I'd answer this, but I want to ask you, like, you being on my team, how do we help people differentiate ourselves from other agents? Like, why would they want to come call us, get our help? Like, what have you done to start to become more of an expert and set yourself apart from other agents who would be able to help a client better than somebody else? Like, what are we doing?
I think to answer that, I can hearken to something Tony Robbins mentioned. He's got a good book, one of many that I've read, called Money Master the Game. It's a fantastic read. And one of the biggest points of that book is in the financial sectors, there are many, many people, maybe even, yes, the majority, that are just looking out for themselves.
Hmm.
They are just wanting big commissions and they are not putting you first.
Right.
Ben and I are fiduciary insurance advisors. By law, it is our job to put you first and only get you into something that is the right thing for where you're at now and where you want to be.
Right.
Because also, we are knowledgeable. Ben and I, and the people we work with, we study
Right.
every day. Just
Right.
like Warren Buffett says, I totally agree. Every day you should be reading 2 to 500 words about what you do to become a better expert. Why? To help people in the best way possible. Knowledge is power. However, if you don't do something with that knowledge,
Yeah.
then it's useless. We
Right.
take the knowledge we learn and we bring it to bear upon you for prosperity.
Right.
And finally, I think the biggest reason I can certainly suggest to you, Ben, is I just see that you care. You really care. And I
Same with
think
you, TJ.
at the end of the day, if I'm working with a person who would not do this if it was their mom, well, that's the kind of person I want to work with.
Yeah.
I'm only going to get you into something that I would be comfortable doing for my family. That's how I approach it every single day. That's hard to find in this business, but from our heart, that's how we work. So that's how
Yeah.
I put it.
Perfect. And I know TJ personally. I know whenever I call him, he's calling a different carrier. We're licensed by multiple carriers, which is great for me and TJ because we can go in, we can do different illustrations. He's always
And
calling, trying
choose
to
the
figure
best
out.
one.
Yeah, he's trying
That's
to
what
figure out. He's like, Ben, I'm not going to put that client in that policy, even though it's easier. I'm going to go with this one. There's more hoops to jump through, but this is the best one for the client that I see. And I always think that's great when TJ tells me that. I'm like, hey man, I know. Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on you to have to jump through all those extra hoops some of these carriers go through. But I'm like, just go for it, man. You got to do it. And
and
I
too
love to
many
see him.
people think that all IULs are the same. They are
Right.
not.
Right.
Each carrier has a different take on an IUL. And unless you do what we do, which is
Yep.
call the carrier and ask them all kinds of tweaky questions about their
Yep.
IUL. And many times, like yesterday, Ben, I called you and I said I asked some questions to a specific carrier, which I shall not mention the name of, and they could not answer most of my
Yeah. Yeah.
questions.
Yeah. That's what even the
They actually
manager.
had to go like 2 steps up above a rung to get a manager who supposedly knew it all. And even then, the last question I asked them, they couldn't answer. And
I
they had
love
to send me
that.
an email, and I got the email today saying, here's the answer. So I'm like, it appears that we know more than the carriers do. And a lot of times, maybe that's true, but it just
Yeah.
goes down to, are we doing our due diligence to give you the best product for your goals, to bring you to wealth and prosperity? Because that's what we would wish for ourselves. And why not give that to you? We believe that's the golden rule.
Yes, perfect. With that, I'm gonna end here, TJ. We'll do more videos since I know we've been waiting a long time to do this one, so I'm glad we finally got to get this first video out together. And I love all the knowledge you have and your skill and you're such a professional. And so
Thank
I'm
you.
glad I can have you on my team and do a video here with you today. We'll do some more going forward. But with that, guys, I hope that video was helpful. Feel free to contact me or TJ if you guys need some more, any questions answered and any illustrations or just for anything. And we'll do our
Exactly.
best to help you guys out. Other than that, thanks for tuning in. See you guys next time. Ben Samulak, TJ here. Last name TJ. You want to give me your full name?
Schlenker. TJ Schlenker.
TJ
A
Slanker.
fine
Look him up.
German name, yeah.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. See you, TJ. See you guys. Have a good day.
See you later.